Stop me if you've heard this before. The Lakers trio dominates. Luka, 43, 9, and 13. LeBron, 25, 6, and 6. And hey, Austin Reeves in for 31, 9, and 3. They beat the Clippers in a game that, frankly, wasn't as close as the score indicated at times. And through all of this, we just got another reminder, Caroline. Like, I don't want to oversimplify here, but let's just get straight to the point. Luka absolutely is dominating right now. And in a world where we're constantly looking at who's the face of the NBA, it's pretty clear to me. Like, at this point, you've got skinny Luka, one of the biggest brand name recognizable stars in the league, playing for the biggest brand in the league with the Lakers and absolutely dominating at an electric clip. Like, you can make the argument, no matter what the Lakers are going to be this year, and they look very good, it's become wildly clear to me that Luka is the face of the NBA.
We tried so hard all offseason to just fit a player in that role and give him that moniker, when in reality we could have just stepped back and said, why don't we let the face of the NBA tell us who he is? And that's exactly what Luka Doncic did and has been doing ever since he got to LA. Last night, he became the first player in NBA history to record 400-plus points and 100-plus assists through 12 games. Luka Doncic broke Magic Johnson's franchise record for most 40-plus point games as a Laker. He's been there for 41 games. I mean, what Luka Doncic is doing is absolutely electric. He is the face of the league. He is the cornerstone and the focal point of that franchise, which I think we all knew whenever the Lakers decided to make that trade. But he has solidified himself as that. He's not just that because of a move that the Lakers made. He is that because he has proved it on the court. I mean, Luka Doncic has been just absolutely unstoppable. And when you look at what he's doing, you pair that with what Austin Reeves did last night and really has been doing for a majority of this season. 31 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists last night. You pair that with LeBron James, who is still getting ramped up, like still kind of getting acclimated after the whole sciatica situation. You get what you got from those 3 last night, paired with what you're getting from Rui Hachimura. Assuming that DeAndre Ayton is going to come back, he's dealing with a knee injury. When all of those pieces are coming together, you have the true big 3. Like, we have an actual true big 3 in Los Angeles. With all of the role players that can drop 20 plus on any given night, this Lakers team can win a championship. Like, this is an NBA Finals kind of team if we see on a consistent basis what we saw last night against the Clippers. The Clippers stink.
Well, yeah, no, the Clippers, look, there's 2 separate arguments here. Like, the Clippers are trash, and like
they're terrible.
But I keep looking back at the Lakers. Now, I think the Lakers defensively had some lapses in the second half. Luka started off super hot, 5 for 5 from 3, over 30 points in the first half. He got a little colder in the second half. But you mentioned those role players. Every single rotational player that usually plays for the Lakers, except for 2, shot above 50% yesterday. So that shows you that the whole team was shooting lights out against the Clippers. But I want to go back to Luka for a second, because you mentioned that Magic stat. He passes Magic for 10th all time for the Lakers for 40-plus games in 41 games. That's not even the most impressive stat to me. This one is. He tied Kobe and Shaq for the most 40-point double-doubles for the Lakers below the age of 27. He tied Kobe and Shaq, and he's been there for 41 games. This is why it's so maddening to Mavericks fans. This is why this is never going to get easier for Dallas. This is why NBA fans in general are going to turn around and rip their hair out for the next decade, because Luka's not just good. Luka's on a pace to be an all-time great Laker. Think about that. He's played 41 games in purple and gold. And I asked the question when LeBron was acquired, how many championships would LeBron have to be to win to become an all-time great Laker? Not an all-time great NBA player. He's my GOAT, may not be your GOAT. I don't care. But either way, when you look at the people that have accomplished, yeah, LeBron's my GOAT personally. But I think LeBron versus
I think
Michael
we're talking
Jordan
about Luka.
No. LeBron is my GOAT. LeBron's my GOAT.
Okay, fair. Sorry, please.
Luka's not there yet. But I would say this, like, no matter how you feel about LeBron, the question is just accomplishments as a Laker are so hard to come by that getting on the Mount Rushmore of that particular franchise is almost impossible. And then I turn around and tell you that in 41 games, Kobe and Shaq are now tied with Luka for 40-point double-doubles below the age of 27. Like, that to me is such an insane stat, because it speaks to his age. It speaks to his immediate impact. It speaks to his dominance. If the Lakers can stack any sort of championship runs out of this, Luka has a real shot of being mentioned in the same breath of Laker lore as guys like Kobe. And that's insane. Like, we talk so much about the Mavericks letting Luka go, what it means for the Mavericks and what it means for the Lakers. For a second, let's acknowledge what it means for Luka, whose entire brand just takes a different level when he becomes a Laker.
The Lukers, I think we can call them now.
Oh, that's well done by you.
Thank you. Thank you, you guys.
The
Stop
Los
it, I'm
Angeles
blushing.
Lucers, the Los Angeles Lucers. I mean, we could go
Yeah.
on all day. This is amazing.
The Luke
Los
Doncic's
Angeles Lakers?
Lukers.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
we
had
can
it.
workshop it. We'll do that at the break,
Okay.
and we'll come back with our final revisions there. But you're 100% right.
Okay.
Luka has been there for less than a calendar year and is already one of the most impactful players in franchise history. I mean, that is just incredible. I mean, and I like watching what we saw last night. And look, let me acknowledge the fact that the Clippers are such a terrible team that we can
Yes.
expect maybe at least a little bit of regression to the mean, that we're probably not going to see this every single night. This level of production up and down the lineup when you've got 43 from Luka, 31 from Austin Reeves, and 25 from LeBron James. You are not going to get that on every given night because not every team that the Lakers play are going to be as horrific, especially defensively, as the Clippers were. But man, when things are clicking, like they were last night, I mean, it's not like a 40-point game from Luka was something that was completely obscure and out of nowhere. That's something that I think we've grown to be accustomed to the point where Luka, if he drops like 28 or 30, it's like, man, slow night for Luka Doncic, but that's the standard that he has set for himself. It feels like at this point, from what we've seen, and I know it's incredibly early and there's so much basketball left to be played, it almost feels like the Lakers are playing themselves into an expectation of finals or bust, acknowledging how deep this West is.
I don't disagree. Look, I think Oklahoma City's so much better than everybody that it's going to be really tough to climb the mountain. Also, at the same time, the Lakers are so far ahead of where I thought they would be with this big three this year. And you're right, it is early. I think the hard part about it's early is like I'm in an enjoy the rise moment for this because you're right. It's early to be an all-time great. It's early to be in the same breath as Kobe. It's early for all of those things. But man, when you start to see these moments, you're like, why not enjoy the concept that it could get there? Why not enjoy what we're seeing? Because, like, let's be honest, LeBron's even admitted this is essentially his preseason. He's still working himself into basketball shape.
Yes.
Yeah, and there is no assurance that the Lakers are done acquiring. Like, they may need more depth. Maybe they find more depth. I don't know. We don't know how injuries will impact the season, right? Like, I just look at this level, this layer of where the Lakers are, and I think it's a combination of Luka's impact, Luka's greatness, and Luka's age that makes me sit here and say, man, we need to recalibrate what we thought of where the Lakers are going to be for the next 3 to 5 years because we've spent so much time saying, got to win now, otherwise it's a bust. In the LeBron era is defined by win now or we will perceive this season as an absolute waste of our time. And now I guess maybe the passing of the torch means that I look at more of it in chapters and I look at it and say, man, the Lakers are entering a chapter where you can't tell me year in and year out they don't have a chance at the NBA Finals simply because they have the guy that nobody can stop. Like Luka is on pace to be as unstoppable as anybody in the NBA this year. And that's not surprising. That's not a staggering hot take. It's just when you see the elevation of where he's taken his game to ever since he left the Mavericks, I think even people that were pro Luka coming into the league, which I was, are still surprised by how good it's gotten, Caroline.
And you bring up his age and you bring up how he is now tied with Kobe. That stat before turning 27 years old, Luka doesn't turn 27 until 2 weeks after the All-Star break. That's crazy. That is great. It is so early. It's the day before Thanksgiving. That is absolutely crazy. But I do wonder, Luka, obviously the focal point of this organization. Luka, obviously the foundation of what the Lakers want to do on the court, the face of the franchise off the court as well. What do you think that does for LeBron James's legacy? Because if I think it helps it. Because no, LeBron is no longer the guy. And I don't think at 40 years old and now with 23 seasons in the NBA, LeBron can put a championship caliber team on his back. You might say that damages his legacy. But I think, I mean, if LeBron gets that much closer to a championship and the addition of Luka makes the Lakers a legitimate championship caliber team, I think that only continues to cement his legacy.
The hard part is that LeBron's legacy is always going to be a confirmation bias conversation to me. So if you are out on LeBron, you are going to turn around and say, "Ha, he didn't win these championships. Luka won that champ." Like the Lakers could have the best record in the history of
Who
the
cares?
NBA this year. They'd win a championship, and legacy people are going to say, "Oh." And what if you're anti-LeBron? And if you're pro-LeBron, you're going to say, "Look at it at this age, able to win a championship." For me personally, I think whatever LeBron does right now is icing on the cake. And you know, the legacy conversation is so much the equivalent of my dad can beat up your dad. We never actually we will never know if LeBron or MJ is better because one presumes the other couldn't have worked in their era. And I'm not willing to do that. I would presume that if Michael Jordan played in the modern era, he would train his body to accordingly to compete in the modern era. Just like I think if LeBron had to compete in Michael's era, he would train his body accordingly. Like I think that we just forget, like we want to plop guys in time and be like, well, suddenly now you're. I don't buy in any of that. I think though, to your point, the acceptance of hey, this is my role, and the acceptance of this is how we win a championship. To me, that's absolutely incredible. The what it takes to turn around and say, hey, this might not be my team anymore, but it's still my team, and I'm going to share this team with somebody else. To me, it's only a statement of greatness when you're willing to share the spotlight at that level.
And also, let's acknowledge, like, it's not like LeBron is some old Pete Pop that they're just letting stick around because he's been around for a long time and he's LeBron James. He's averaging 20 points a game. And he's still getting ramped up. Like he has acknowledged, like you said, he's acknowledged this is kind of like my preseason. I'm still not 100%. I'm still getting into 100% game shape. So if LeBron James can drop 25 like he did last night and he's still not at 100%, then like let's not act like this is just some like, oh, poor LeBron, it's hard to watch him. Like no, he is still one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, put a picture of him side by side with Pudgy Michael from his Wizards days. Go ahead. All right, we're going to keep breaking it down, but next we're going to get some insights on the biggest college football matchup of the weekend. If you're into rivalries because it's Iron Bowl time, we will literally have Jay Busby on. He wrote the book on it, all right? So literally, he wrote the book on the Iron Bowl. We'll tell you about it next.